Okay, yes, there was a mistake in my notes. Yeah, this this squared should not be here. So erase that and erase it down here as well. Oop, oh, too much. There we go. Okay, I don't know how that happened. Must have been my secretary. I would never make a mistake like that. Exercise. I want you to pause, copy, try, pause, copy, try, pause, copy, try. I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a hint if you're stuck. Uh, you're going to need the formula for the integral of secant theta. That one's a bit, you should memorize it, but it's a bit, how should I say? I guess I wouldn't say obscure. It does get used fairly often. Anyway, you'll need that formula. Okay, example, a real nasty one. Okay, this doesn't resemble anything so far. But what I remember from Sec 5 math is that I can complete the square. And I'll get something of the form a squared minus u squared. Because that's what's driving me forward here. Okay, knowledge that this polynomial can have its square completed, and it will give me something that looks like something that's in the table that we copied and memorized above. Okay, so what do? I complete the square. So my first step is to rearrange my terms and kind of isolate my x squared and my 2x here. Okay, whatever number is sitting in front of the x, I call that b. So in this case, b equals 2. Now the magic formula is to calculate b over 2 squared. In this case, I get 1. And then you take that 1, your magic number 1, and you add it and you subtract it inside the bracket, inside the square bracket. Now, what happens is that this trinomial right here always factors the same way. It always factors, and even better, it always factors the same way. It's always x plus b over 2 squared. That may be worth memorizing. Save you from factoring. Okay, then I distribute the minus, collect terms, and you get this. So I've completed the square. Now the point is that you have something, this is going to be kind of like my a squared minus, I'll use u here. So you've taken your unpleasant polynomial and you've made it a bit more familiar. Okay, it's something that invites trig sub. Okay, so this looks a bit more like a trig sub. Okay, the x plus 1 is a bit confusing. If you don't like it, you could do a preliminary substitution u is equal to x plus 1 if you want. I don't do that here, but I just go ahead and say, okay, I want, following my table up above, this expression here suggests this substitution. So pause and copy that. So if I take this equation, square both sides, I get this equation. And if I solve for x, I'm going to get this. And if I take a derivative, we'll get this guy here. Okay, plug it in, work it out. In the square bracket, you can see some more motivation for my choice that I made up here. Okay, a lot of trig sub has to do with making nasty square roots go away. And I accomplished that here. Okay, now I still have some nastiness, but no square root, just trig nastiness. So it simplifies pretty nicely. Integrate term by term. And now I'll need a triangle. So I work out this triangle as I've done a couple times before now. Using Pythagoras, I'm going to get my original square root here, which is this. Okay, so cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. And for theta, you apply arcsine to solve this equation. Okay, using my information here, I can switch all my variables back to x's, and I'm done. Now, here's an exercise for you. Oh boy, I give you plenty of hints here. Okay, another unpleasant one. Pause and copy all this, so I'll say a few things to help you along. Now, there is some difficulty with the choice here. Now, with practice, you'll see these choices more readily. Okay, once I get to this form, okay, this is, a squared minus u squared. So that form suggests a sine. Oh, that's not. But it's not quite sine, right? To get the kind of simplification you want, you have to do something a bit more clever. Anyways, I want you to work this out and think carefully about why it works. Okay, if you think carefully about why it works, you will be more likely to make correct choices in the future. Okay. Copy this example, which I will take up in the next video.